Anyway, good morning, everybody. Very happy to see all of you again today on it's a Sunday. So before we start our QA session, everybody try to have a little space in your mind, through the breathing meditation or the breathing exercise. When you do the short time, the breathing exercise or breathing meditation, then there must be little space in your mind. So you've been busy since morning now. First, do the short breathing meditation. Thank you. And also, this session is mainly about Dharma. Whenever we study, practice Dharma, we must remember why I'm studying Dharma, why I'm practicing Dharma, why I need to practice Dharma. So when you realize, the important reason why you practice Dharma, why you need to practice Dharma, then the practicing Dharma can be very effective, also very useful. As I usually said many times, so we have a physical body. Due to that, we have a lot of physical problems. All the physical problems, almost we can overcome without relying on Dharma. Also, when we have our physical problems, then we feel very desperate because we don't realize the physical body is mainly depend on 4 elements. When the 4 elements become imbalanced in our body, then we feel sick. So we always try to have a balance within the 4 elements. The most time, we have a healthy body. Overcoming the physical problems is quite easy, but catching up here, getting older, somehow almost ending of our life, many of our organs at heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, brain, is cannot function anymore. Therefore, study Dharma is nothing to do much about healthy body. So when we feel my body is very unhealthy, we know how to take care. So when we have second, like emotional problems, the mental problems, for example, angry, getting angry, depression, anxiety, short temper, uncontentment. Those are, we really need to study Dharma and use the knowledge of the Dharma and try to overcome the emotional problems, mental problems, also very unhealthy mind. If you are always failed to overcome the emotional problems, the mental problems, then you really don't know how to practice Dharma. The final goal, the final achievement of the practicing Dharma is liberation or Buddhahood. But before we reach to liberation and Buddhahood, we really need to control all the negative thoughts. The negative thoughts can be reduced when you transform your mind, when you change your way of thinking. Otherwise, the practice of Dharma cannot be useful. Also, many of us always think, oh, I want to practice Dharma because I want to accumulate great amount of merit. Accumulating merit is very important, it's very good, but it cannot help. It cannot help to reduce anger, attachment, desire, anxiety, depression, disappointment. For example, somebody has a great amount of merit. That means the person is materially very rich. For example, materially very rich. It doesn't mean the person has a happy life. So we always emphasize for accumulating merit, purifying negative karma, but it not really, become important to control your negative thoughts, reduce your negative thoughts. Therefore, we should not only emphasize for accumulating and purifying negative karma, accumulating positive karma, but most importantly, we really need to emphasize how I can control my negative thoughts. For example, living in the society, particularly living in the busy kind of, having as a busy life, you always have a, unfavorite person. When you saw the person, when you think about the person, when you hear the person's name, you feel very unhappy. You become very unhappy. You feel very angry. So this kind of the negative thoughts really make you very unhappy, mentally unhappy. When you mentally become very unhappy, that means you have a unhealthy minds. When you have a unhealthy minds, then we will have unhealthy life. When we have an unhealthy life and unhealthy mind, then there's no any hope. There's no, reason. There's no hope to be happy. Therefore, we must have a healthy mind. The healthy mind we can have when we reduce, when we control the unhealthy minds. When we reduce the unhealthy mind, then the opposite is healthy mind is always there. When you have a healthy minds, then you have a healthy life, healthy body. Then you can have a happy life. Therefore, we should not just emphasize for accumulating merit, purifying negative karma, must importantly emphasize how to control my negative thoughts. When you get angry, should not be just be angry. Should not be just anger. So should not be angry person. You must control. Yes, you must practice compassion. The anger going to reduce. So this is I thought I should said before we start the Q&A sessions. Also, please remember all the Dharma class include the Sunday morning Q&A session. We have mainly only for how to increase, how to develop the positive thoughts, how to reduce the negative thoughts. Therefore, I said many times, the practice of Dharma is only emphasize two things. Slowly, gradually increase your positive thoughts, include compassion, patience, contentment, love, tolerance. Gradually decrease the negative, which is opposite of the positive thoughts. So thank you so much for attending, joining the Q&A sessions. Now we can start the Q&A like a session. Okay, can I have a question, please?
Yeah, we have a question.
Yeah. Geshe-la, this question from Charlie Kwok. His question is, actually there are three parts to his question. Dear Geshe-la, may I ask if those persons who are virtuous and practice great compassion but have other religious faith, when they pass away, 1, how will their rebirth like? 2, will they only able to benefit better samsara life, or will they benefit with higher spiritual realms? Like, how about Mother Teresa?
Okay, so I will answer one by one. So thank you so much for asking this question. So I said many times, there's a 3 level of happiness. Happiness in samsara, samsaric happiness. Second is the liberation level of happiness. The third one is a complete Buddhahood level of happiness. So we have a desire to achieve 3 of them. We must. I want to be happy in samsara in this life. I want to be happy in next life, after next life. Also, we have a strong desire to free us from the samsara, completely free from the samsara. Third, we have a strong desire, strong aspiration to become a Buddha. Therefore, in order to have a samsaric happiness, and this life, next life, after next life, is nothing to do with practicing Buddhism, nothing to do with practicing religion. So therefore, in the Lamrim, there are 3 parts: the small scope parts, the medium scope parts, the great scope parts. When you study about the small scope parts, main part is practicing the 10 virtuous actions, abandoning the non-10 virtuous actions. So if you have a, like a virtuous life, always, practice the 10 virtuous action. Doesn't matter whether you are Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Jewish, Taoist, doesn't matter. You have a happy life in this life, also you will have a happy life next life, after next life. So therefore, in order to have a samsaric happiness, you no need to practice religion, no need to practice Buddhism. Just be honest, helping other, practice the 10 virtuous action, then you can have a, happy realms in next life, after next life. There are so many like great people like Mother Teresa, also Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King. There are so many great people who weren't Buddhist. They have a good heart, they have a compassion, they have a compassion heart, very compassionate, very patient, very kind. Definitely, they have a happy life. They will born in the higher realms. Born in higher realms, nothing to do with the practicing religion, practicing Dharma, practicing Buddhism. Yes, the next question, please.
Geshe-la, the next question comes from Ying Chuan from the Chinese side. So Nam.
Right, Geshe-la, I will do the translation for this. So the student is Ying Xuan. She has a question. She has a doubt actually. After listening to Geshe-la's discourse about Buddhism, and Geshe-la emphasized that we must contemplate our studies. She is previously and currently still a Chinese Mahayanist who practiced Pure Land. What she did is every day she will recite sutra and then will do a dedication. She will make aspiration, try to develop bodhicitta, wish that all sentient beings be liberated from suffering and obtain happiness. After listen to Geshe-la's talk about how to contemplate and visualize, but she has a doubt that she do not know how to really do the contemplation and visualization. The sadhana or the steps that Geshe-la said, is that a standard set of sadhana that she can follow to contemplate or to recite? Or she just do individually like what she did is she visualized she's doing refuge, doing confession, and accept Pratimoksha vow. Actually, taking refuge, making confessions, and making aspiration, she already know how to do it, but she do not know, she's not clear about how to take Pratimoksha vows, or when taking Pratimoksha vows, how to visualize. So another thing is, as a lay person, is it enough that one should only take Pratimoksha vows, or taking moksha vows is enough. There is no need to take bodhisattva vows. So this is her questions.
Again, thank you so much for asking those questions. Which is, I think you have almost the very complete set of practicing Dharma, practicing Mahayana, practicing Chinese Mahayana, practicing Pure Land. So I think for all of you, I always emphasize Buddhism has only two categories. Hinayan and Mahayana. Within the Mahayana, there are only two categories, Sutra Mahayana and Tantra Mahayana. Clear? Then the Tantra Mahayana is very much depend on practicing Sutrayana, Sutra Mahayana. In order to practice the Sutra Mahayana is also very much depend on practicing the Hinayan, the basic Hinayan practices. For example, Four Noble Truths. Then 12 links, interdependence. The 4 types of mindfulness. Those are foundation. Top of them, then you can practice the Sutra Mahayana, mainly Bodhicitta, emptiness, a great compassion. Top of them, then you can consider to practice the Tantrayana, Tantrayana or Tantrayana. So within the Mahayana, there are only two categories, Sutra Mahayana and Tantra Mahayana. When you Google, when you browse Google, they always mention Sutra Mahayana, Mahayana and Vajrayana is totally wrong, totally wrong. We should not say, Mahayana and Vajrayana, because Vajrayana must include into the Mahayana. Within the Mahayana, we must say Sutra Mahayana and Vajra Mahayana. Then, right now, on this day, we have so many Mahayana, like Tibetan Mahayana, Chinese Mahayana, Korean Mahayana, Japanese Mahayana, Taiwanese Mahayana. Those are not the right, correct term to use. When you study side by side, for example, the Chinese Mahayana or Tibetan Mahayana, you cannot see any differences. Therefore, generally, it is not good to say, it is not correct to say the Chinese Mahayana or Tibetan Mahayana, whatever, because all of them include into Mahayana. But due to the language, due to the culture, due to little different interpretation, we feel, oh, there's a different. For example, Tibetan monks wear the maroon color, Chinese wear the black color. And when you go to Korean or Vietnam, they wear gray color. Those are the culture, nothing to do with the actual Buddhism, Mahayana. Therefore, whether you follow the Mahayana in Chinese language, Mahayana in Tibetan language, Mahayana in the different language, but the Mahayana is same. Within the Sutra Mahayana, yes, we have a practice for Pure Land, practice for Shambhala. Yeah, there's a mini practice where you want to born after you pass away. So in order to practice Pure Land, Pure Land. You are not, we must differentiate. You know, I recite the Amitabha name, the Amitabha mantra, Namo Amitabha. Actually, Nama Amita Buddha. Right? Nama means I bow down to the Amita Buddha. Namo Amitabha, you know, Namo Amitabha is actually the name of the Amita Buddha. So we always recite the name of the Amita Buddha. It doesn't mean you really practicing the Pure Land path. Pure Land path. Because the Pure Land path is included into the Mahayana. In the Mahayana, the bodhicitta must be the most important. Great compassion, bodhicitta. Having great compassion, bodhicitta, then you can, you know, remember, or you can visualize, you can imagine, you know, Amida Buddha, you know, in the sky above you. Then you can recite the name of the Amida Buddha with a fully single-pointed concentrations. That means make sure taking refuge, renunciation. In order to practice renunciation, you need contemplations. Contemplation. You need to think about constantly about the nature of samsara. When you think very detailedly, precisely about the samsara, then you feel, oh, samsara is not the happy place to live. This life, after next life. When you see the samsara is not the happy place, happy realm to live, then you wish, I want to born in more pure place, pure land. But therefore, in order to practice renunciation, the contemplation is very important, very crucial. So, in order to practice bodhicitta, renunciation, or pure land, it is better to take, you know, the precepts, Pratimokkha vows. As a lay person, you can take, you know, the 8 precepts or 6 precepts. Then you can practice bodhicitta. So, in order to complete the bodhicitta practice, then you need to take the bodhisattva vows. Otherwise, you have a strong aspiration, strong wishing to born in pure land, but you really don't really moving towards the pure land. So next, after you have taken the bodhisattva vows, then you are engaging, you need to engage into practicing the 6 perfections. Then, you know, you can born into pure land. So here is, I think very important to know everybody. The land is pure or impure. It depends on your minds. Buddha lifetime, there were 2 disciples. One is an ordinary human being. One is, I think, come from the heavenly realms. Then both of them, you know, stayed next to the Buddha. The Buddha asked question to the human who are an ordinary human being like us. What do you think about this samsara, this world? He said, it's full of sufferings, full of problems. I'm not happy with this world. Then Buddha asked, you know, same question to the being who come from the heavenly realms. He said, no, I'm very happy here. I cannot see any problem in sufferings. both of them truth. This world full of sufferings, full of problem for the human being. It's very peaceful, very happy land for the person who born, who come from the heavenly realms. I can tell you, here, for example, I think day before, there was the, election day. Who are Singaporean, they are very busy, they are very excited, they are very worried. Who are non-Singaporean, they were very relaxed. They didn't have any worry who will win, who will lose. Look at one place, very peaceful for someone, is a very, suffering place for another one. It depends on your perception, depends on your mind. For example, most of you live with a family. All your family has always positive thoughts, always have a better, good understanding each other. Then the family, the house is very peaceful, very nice. You always wish to stay in house with your families, with your friends. Yes, another families, all family, including father and mother, they are always arguing, angry, short-tempered. Then the house becomes very negative. You don't feel to live there for 1 hour, 10 minutes. You want to leave. How come? Because one family is very peaceful, very happy. Other family house is very unhappy because of the negative thoughts, the negative energy, positive thoughts and positive energy. But in the text mentioned, the pure lamp in the west side, 100,000 of miles from this planet. Actually, it's up to you, up to your perception, up to your mind. Through practicing bodhicitta, reciting the Amitabha mantra every day, and your mind become more pure, more transparent. Slowly, this land can be transformed as a pure land. So therefore, in order to practice pure land, it is better to take the Pratimokkha vows. Also, it is much better to take the Bodhisattva vows, then practice bodhicitta, great compassion, then visualize Amida Buddha, and recite the mantra within the having bodhicitta mind. Then, every day, I think before you sleep, then you can just, visualize Amida Buddha. And between Amida Buddha and you need to visualize kind of light, like a tube light, the light manifests from the Amida Buddha heart, touch to your heart. Slowly you can imagine, you are going to pure land through the tube. Then you can recite the mantra, then you can sleep. So this kind of visualization is very important before you die. But so moment of the death, it is not easy to have this kind of visualization, this kind of practice. Therefore, since today, we have to familiarize. We have to, we have to put a habit how to visualize the Amida Buddha, how to visualize the light, how to recite the mantra in your mind. Because when you are in hospital, when you are very sick, your body becomes very weak. Even though you cannot, move your mouth, how you can verbally recite a mantra. So therefore, you need to learn how to recite the, name or mantra in your mind. Then continuously visualize Amida Buddha, recite a mantra. Then, next life, you can be born in pure land. Make sure, born in pure land with a pure compassion, not attachment. Because somebody thought, I'm not happy in this world. I want to be happy. Therefore, I want to born pure land. No good reason. You should think, in this world, is a lot of problems. I cannot practice the bodhicitta. I cannot practice the 6 perfections. Therefore, in order to become Buddha, I need to practice the paths. So therefore, if I am born in Pure Land, I have a more, opportunity, the better, opportunity to practice bodhicitta, great compassion. Therefore, I want to born Pure Land. For example, many of you went to retreat. So you are mainly wishing to attend the retreat because you wish to have a better timing to practice dharma. You are not going to go for retreat for just enjoying your life. Therefore, wishing to Pure Land is based on pure mind, great compassion, not any sense of attachment. Okay, this is answer for you. Quite clear?
Thank you, Geshe-la. The next 2 questions from UN. UN, just hold on. Okay, your mic has been unmuted. Yeah, please proceed.
Morning, Geshe-la.
Morning.
Morning. My first question is, when committing the number of citation of a mantra, say Om Mani Padme Hum, 1,000 times, does it have to be completed in one session itself?
No need. No need. Actually, I think I told you in my mini term in Lamrim class, also when we have a Thara Puja, so we recite the Thara mantra. So there's a culture to use mala. Okay, these are very culture, very traditions. If you no need to hit the number, there's no point, no reason to use mala. When you use mala, there's a physical movement. Then difficult to have a single pointed meditation, single pointed visualizations. If you no need to hit the number, there's no reason to use mala. Without using mala, you just generate great compassion, bodhicitta, visualize whichever Buddha mantra you're going to recite. Then recite the mantra, not very quietly, not loudly. Just you can hear your voice. If you chant loudly for a long time, then it's very easy to feel tired. Therefore, in order to recite mantra, you no need to use mala. If you need to hit the number, then you use mala for counting. And also, let's say I need to recite 100 times. You no need to recite 100 times within one session. You can recite 10, 20, have a break, have a rest. You do something and you recite again. It's okay, definitely okay.
Okay, so I usually do it with my mind, right? So do I do it, in my mind, like when I exhale, then the wordings go together with my exhalation?
Yeah.
So it's like one breath. So like when I imagine in my mind, Om Mani Padme Hum, that means I am exhaling, like I'm saying it. Is that the way?
No need to, recite the mantra within one exhale, Om Mani Padme Hum, inhale, Om Mani Padme Hum, exhale, Om Mani Padme Hum. Within the one breath, you can recite few times. For example, Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. You can recite, I think, more than 20 or 25 within one, breath. So you no need to recite one set of mantra, breath in and breath out. If you recite the Om or Hum, then Om, inhale, hold or stop, Hum, exhales. There's a lot of reasonings. reciting Manipeme, reciting Thara mantra, you no need to recite one set of mantra with the one breath. No need.
Okay, thank you. I have a second question. It is related to the wheel of life, the 12 dependent arising. One part of the text says, many lifetimes may intervene between the projected and actualized stages, actualizers. They are not lifetime of their own. So I just want to get a bit more understanding about what this means.
Can you repeat the question one more, please?
It says many lifetime may intervene between the projected and the actualizers. They are not lifetime of their own particular cycle of dependent arising, but rather lifetimes of other cycles of dependent arising.
I think mainly is talking about, karma. One karma, we accumulate this life, it can be repaid this life. One type of karma. Second type of karma, we accumulate this lifetime, it can be repaid in next life. There's some karma, we accumulate this life, it can be repaid in after 10, 20 million years after millions years after life. It cannot be, settled for within one life.
Okay.
Let's say within the 12 links, I think it's good for everybody. First, ignorance, right? Ignorance. So let's say we talk about best or relative to this life. We are human. We have a human life. So this human life we have due to the positive karma, which is we have accumulated in previous life. Previous life can be just this life previous or maybe 10, 20 million years before. We don't know. Right? Previous life, we accumulate karma. And the karma accumulated, rooted by ignorance. Ignorance become motivation, kind of motivation, then karma. Between ignorance and karma, there's another factors like anger, attachment, desire, fear, practicing compassion. Those also become in between actual karma and ignorance. Ignorance. Then previous life, maybe 20, 30 years ago, we accumulate the karma based on ignorance. The karma was, many lifetime, then repeat and this life. Therefore, within the 12 link cannot be, not necessarily complete within one cycle life. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5. Quite clear?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Geshe-la.
Okay, most welcome. Next question, please.
Geshe-la, the next person, Veronica would like to ask questions. Yeah.
Yes.
Veronica, okay.
Hey, hi, good morning. Good morning. I have a question, which is, given that we have time when we are calm to contemplate on Lamrim and all the studies that we have learned. So I just want to understand, or how can we deal with when one is met with unexpected events like an accident or even a sudden death, that how do we shift our mind or calm our mind quickly and remember our studies to handle such a situation? Because I think we do not deal with such a situation so far. I mean, I know of, but should this happen, how can we react or focus our mind properly?
This one, everybody need to practice. For example, something happened unexpectedly, something happened accidentally, something happened randomly. We didn't think it happened like that. This happened for everybody. everybody, particularly, your parents or your husband or your wife, your children, your friends, or your co-worker looks physically very healthy. For example, yesterday, you have a dinner with someone. This morning, suddenly, the person has left. It's very, big shocking. You thought, how come? Yesterday we had a dinner. He was very healthy. There's no any sign or system to have this kind of, accident happen. It's happened for many people, almost happened for everybody. Therefore, what Buddha told us, first time when Buddha turned the wheel of Dharma to the suffering, impermanence. Always remember impermanence, particularly death. When you remember impermanence, what Buddha said, the things depending on condition, causes and condition, subject to be changed. Subject to be changed. No exception. Everything can be changed. Life can be changed. Weather can be changed. Friend, family, everything can be changed because of a condition phenomena, therefore impermanent. Please always remember impermanence, not intellectual level. In the real sense, you need to remember impermanence, then death. Therefore, we call death come. Definitely come. No certain. That's it, death come. Then not just come, definitely come. We cannot escape. It come anytime. It can be happen anybody. So therefore, if you have a good understanding of impermanence, then subject to change anytime. Then something happen, you're able to handle. You have understanding of impermanence, intellectual level, not in the real sense. Then something happen, you cannot handle. Therefore, Buddha teaching, all the practices must start from the impermanence and death. So, for example, I ask you a question. Something accidentally happened. What thing you cannot handle? I'm asking you a question. It's a question for everybody actually. For example, certainly without any expect, your friend pass away. Can you handle the emotional? Hello? I'm asking you a question. Can you handle the emotional problems? Poinky, you need to unmute for her.
Yeah, I'm muted already.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I would say honestly, although we know all this, we know we should train our mind to contemplate on impermanence. Yes, I think I remind myself of that. But I believe when the real challenge comes, I may not able to practice that very well.
Okay,
I think I'm at the
This is, actually, we say, I'm Buddhist. We say, I follow the Mahayana teaching. I practice compassion, right? We say, everybody say like that. Verbally, we say, practice compassion. When enemy come to you with a harsh word, no compassion, no patience, suddenly you arguing, fighting, compassion, they are not there. That means intellectually we have a compassion in intellectual level, not in the real sense. Therefore, we have the good understanding, we have a knowledge, we have an insight about impermanence in the intellectual level, but we are not ready to accept in the real sense. Therefore, in Tibetan, Master says, when the weather is nice, your stomach is fully full, you look very good practitioner. Weather is nice, right? There's no any bothering by weather. Weather is so nice. Also, your stomach is fully full. Then looks very happy. You are full, no worry about food. Weather is so nice. You just relax, looks very happy. You look very, reciting mantra. You look good practitioner. When some unpleasant events come, then you get angry, upset, crying, mean you are not good practitioner. Therefore, doesn't matter the weather is bad or good, whether doesn't matter you are full, you fully full, you are hungry or you are full, doesn't matter you are rich, you are poor. Any negative thing happened, you will be able to control your emotion. If you're able to accept the fact and truth, that means you are Buddhist, you are real Buddhist, you are real Mahayana follower. Otherwise, verbally we say, I'm Buddhist. I practice compassion. I'm Mahayana practitioner. I practice bodhicitta. When the enemy come, somebody use harsh word, you get angry, lost temper. That means actually we are not good Buddhist. Therefore, not leave the Buddhist knowledge in the intellectual level. You need to bring in your heart. You need to heart. When you're able to bring in your heart, then I think you will able to bear any kinds of situations. Hello.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Geshe-la, I want to ask. Previously, I heard that His Holiness taught us to be wisely selfish. So then it's related to how we need to, when we benefit people, actually we are benefiting ourselves. So if we think of it like that, we are wisely selfish. I don't really know how to ask this question, but if I think like that, my real motivation is selfish. That means I think for myself, like, oh, if I help this person, I will fulfill my aspiration, and then it seems like something is not correct.
I think I'm not saying anything. Yes, His Holiness said many times. In this world, we have so many problems. Even though individually we have so many problems, because we are very selfish. We are very self-centered person. Self-centered person. If you are very selfish, then you always think first me. Somebody set up food for group of people. You are in the group, for example. Then you are very selfish. You go first. You take a lot of food. The rest of the people who come next to you, they won't have enough food. Right? Then this selfish is no good. Self-centered attitude, having self-centered attitude, no good, because it creates a lot of problems in our daily life. That's why he's been saying, being selfish is no good. Having self-centered attitude is no good. You always bring problem within individually, in the society, in the nation levels. If you really want to be selfish, that means look at, if you really want to be selfish, that means practice great compassion, practice bodhicitta. then you can be very happy. You can achieve whatever you wish to achieve. This is the very wise way to be selfish. That it doesn't mean you have to be selfish. The Missionary said you should not be selfish. If you be very selfish person, actually you cannot be happy yourself. You cannot achieve whatever you wish to achieve. In order to be happy yourself, in order to achieve whatever you wish to achieve, practice great compassion, bodhicitta. This is the wise way to be selfish. Mean, it's opposite. If you think of only yourself, you cannot be happy. If you think others, you can be happy. Here, I think you are very right. You should not think, oh, if I practice compassion, I can be happy. It's very selfish. Oh, if I practice bodhicitta, I can be very happy. Tell me, practicing bodhicitta is mainly for you. Practicing great compassion is mainly thinking about yourself. It's very selfish. We totally neglect our own happiness, our own benefits. We totally neglect our own happiness, our own benefits, only mainly think benefit others. Then your benefit come indirectly. You no need to think it will come. Therefore, it's an analogy. The farmer who grow rice, who grow barley, who grow like a wheat. In the springtime, they put a lot of effort to grow rice, grow barley, wheat, but put a lot of effort. They're only thinking, I wish to have a good rice, good barley, good wheat, and bean and fruits. But in the autumn, when they collect the crops, definitely they can have a lot of barley and beans and rice. At the same time, they have a lot of stock, right? The rice has a husk. Look at the farmer never think I need a lot of husk. The only thing I need a lot of barley and rice. All the husk will come. Therefore, when you practice great compassion, you can be very happy. But you should not think, if I practice compassion, I can be happy, therefore I practice compassion. It's become very selfish. You totally need to neglect your own happiness, your own benefits. Just think about benefit others. Then your own happiness automatically, indirectly will achieve. Next question, is there any question?
Yes, Geshe-la. Next question is from Tenzing Cho Yang. Her question is, I wash the toilet at home every week. There are always ants. Every day there are 1 or 2 ants, but I can't keep postponing washing the toilet. So I tell the ants 1 hour before I wash the toilet to leave so that I won't harm them. Geshe-la, can you please advise me? Thank you.
I think it's a very uncommon, ants in the toilet bowls. I think somebody pee and poo-poo is very sweet. Therefore, the ants come in the toilet bowls. Okay, so I'm joking, okay? Look at, so I think many people have this problem. The ants come, even though in the TBC kitchen, I know, ants come. I check why the ants come. Because we are very careless. We are very careless. We split our food our own, then the ants come. We split like sweet things on our kitchen or toilet, the ants come. Therefore, first we should not be very careless. So therefore, once you clean the toilet, until next week, make sure there's not any kinds of food, any kinds of sweetness in the toilet and around the toilet bowl. if you're very careful every day, definitely the ants won't come in the toilet or toilet bowls. Toilet bowls. First, you have to be very careful. For example, I think some of our friends they bought me cheesecake. No, it was the GBC. We celebrate his birthday. Then there was a cake in my bag. So I finished the cake. Then I knew if I leave the paper box, the cotton box in my kitchen, the ants will come. Then what I did, I put the box in the plastic bag. I tie it. Then I put on the refrigerator, not on around the stove. Next morning, I saw a lot of ants. Also, they reached to above the refrigerator. It's very interesting. You think about, the ants stay almost maybe a few hundred meters away, or maybe at least like 10, 20 meters away. When you drop a piece of sweet, piece of food, somehow the ants can sense there's a sweetness. Very interesting to think about, how they have the ability to sense, feel the food and sweetness. Therefore, for us, it's a simple, answer for you. Once you clean the toilets, you always careful. You don't drop any food and sweetness in toilet. Then the ants won't come. And also, if we just flash the water in the toilet bowls, you can see, a few ants and insect. I'm not sure the ants and insect will die or not. They just go in the water in the I think the sink. I don't think they're going to die. First, you have to be very careful every day. Then you can able to prevent the ants come to your toilet. So if there's no option, you cannot postpone, then there's no option. Just close your eyes, you clean. Then do, some kind of recitation and chanting for, the bad actions. Next question, please.
Next question is from Joanne. Joanne, we are going to unmute your mic now.
Hi, good morning, Geshe-la. Good morning, everyone. So, Geshe-la, I have two questions. In every lesson, you take pain to highlight bodhicitta and compassion. So for me, my question would be, I still have problem doing meditation and chanting, but I try to practice compassion in my every action. Speech, I'm still trying to do that. So my question would be, given the fact that I may not be able to do much chanting and meditation, but just simply by practicing bodhicitta and compassion, am I still on the path to eventual Buddhahood? That is my first question. My second question would be, I may not achieve Buddhahood in this present lifetime, but whatever I have gained, would that translate to certain foundation in my next life? Hopefully, when I'm born as a human being again, I have some base, or it needs to be achieved in a lifetime, in one life, So that's my two questions. Thanks.
Okay, first question for first answer. I think it's for everybody. Recitation, mantra, chanting are very important, but those are the not actual dharma practice. For example, you are sick, so everybody here, we are a sick person. Remember the six, I think, notion. We are sick person. Dharma is look like a medicine. Buddhas or doctors. Everybody is sick. We have a lot of, many years, millions of years, we have a sickness of anger, attachment. We are a sick person. So these are, based on the the Buddhist teaching. Second, for example, when you are physically sick, then you sit in your home, then you just recite the doctor name. I don't think just reciting the doctor name, the sickness can be cured. No, never be. Right? Reciting mantra like that. You just remember the doctor and recite the doctor name in order to cure your sickness. Reciting mantra like that. You must remember the doctor name. You must call the doctor, but at the same time, you have to move. You have to move to see the doctor, or the doctor have to come to your place. Then there's a way to cure the sickness. So within the moving towards the doctor and reciting the doctor name, which is better. It's better not just remember the name. You must move. You must go. You must walk to see the doctor. Therefore, if you cannot recite mantra or you cannot do much chanting, it's okay. Still, you practicing great compassion. Bodhicitta is the most important practice you have been doing, which is very good. And also, you say, I cannot do meditation. Without doing meditation, how you can say, I practice great compassion. I practice bodhicitta. So meditation or familiarize with the compassion means first you need to remember all sentient beings, the suffer sentient beings, then generate compassion continuously for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour. If you're able to generate the compassion continuously without having any interrupted, that means you are doing meditation. Also, you are practicing compassion. If you are able to cultivate great compassion for 1 or 2 minutes, then no more compassion, means you are not really practicing compassion. Therefore, practicing compassion, practicing bodhicitta, practicing impermanence must go along with the meditation. Meditation means familiarization, familiarization. This is, I think you must still need to put a lot of effort to have a good concentration, good meditation. Second, yes, life is so short. Also being so busy, difficult to think, difficult to say, I can be Buddha in this lifetime. But we should try. We should not postpone to be Buddha in next life after next life. We should try. If I could, I want to be Buddha in this lifetime. If you really put a lot of effort, until your death, if you cannot be Buddha, then next life, definitely you can born into, you can have a healthy and happy life with the bodhicitta, great compassion. Then you can continuously practice. Then here you must remember, the cause and condition for weaken the bodhicitta. And this life and next life, here you must remember the 4 black practice and 4 light practices, right? Therefore, we should not think, I don't think I can be Buddha in this lifetime. No, you should think, I can be Buddha in this lifetime. I definitely will try. Try how long? Until ending of our breath. So if you're able to stop your breath, your breathing, if you're able to stop your breathing within the practicing compassion, bodhicitta, these are the best, transformation, like power. This is the best, the most important practice you can have or born in the higher realms. Therefore, you practice great compassion, bodhicitta this life and wish to be Buddha in this lifetime, then if you cannot, then you must remember the 4 blacks and 4 white practices and stop 4 blacks, practice the 4 white. Then next life you continue to able to practice bodhicitta. Here you must remember the 6 perfections, right? Excellent body, excellent resources, excellent components, then excellent achievement end. So next life also we need excellent life, excellent resources. Therefore, this lifetime we must practice generosity, ethical discipline. Also, next life we need a good component, good friends around you. Therefore, this lifetime we must practice patience. And next lifetime also we must achieve the end which is we always wish to achieve. Therefore, this lifetime we must practice the joy of perseverance. Then the concentration, the wisdom. Therefore, this lifetime you need to practice great compassion, bodhicitta with the 6 perfections. Why I always emphasize to practice great compassion? Therefore, Buddha answered to the Vajrapani, great compassion like a seed to achieve omniscience. Bodhicitta is the cause to achieve omniscience. Then next, the 5 perfection is the cause to complete to achieve omniscience. Therefore, many like a Mahayana follower, they always love to recite, do recitation, chanting, mantra, prostration, purification, offering mandala, so and so. Many people, they really don't practice great compassion. No great compassion, no bodhicitta. No bodhicitta, no Buddhahood. So as a Mahayana practitioner, bodhicitta is very important. Bodhicitta can help when you're able to practice great compassion because Mahayana teachings is the root of great compassions. So great compassion is very important this lifetime. If you are a very compassionate person in your family, your families are like you, love you. They are very happy with you. If you are a very compassionate person, your friends are very happy. Your co-workers are very happy. Your neighbors are very happy. You yourself always peaceful, very happy. Because you have a compassion, then you control anger. Also, great compassion is very important to protect the positive action, the virtues. Otherwise, the anger, going to destroy the positive action, the merit. Therefore, compassion is very, 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 very important. Think about the people who are very famous in this world. I'm not talking, famous as a rich people, famous as an army general. I'm not talking famous as a politicians. The actual people who are become very famous, like Mother Teresa, in our lifetime. She was very compassionate person, like Bodhisattva. Mahatma Gandhi was look like bodhicitta. He became famous because not the politician. He became famous because she was a leader of the Indian. Because he was very compassionate, very patient. Look at this day, like his name is Dalai Lama. He never been any college. He never been any university and school. He only studied as a traditional school, traditional way. He have all the Dharma knowledge. But he become one of the famous person in the world because of the knowledge, no. Because of the monk, no. Because he was the king of the Tibetan, no. Because of the compassion, because of the bodhicitta, because of the patience, tolerance, particularly compassion and love, bodhicitta. Therefore, you just, see Dalai Lama, you feel the happiness. You can feel the, inner happiness. You can see the whole, environment become very quiet, very peaceful. Nobody feel, getting angry. Nobody feel fighting each other. Because of the compassion. Because of the great compassion. Not because of the knowledge, not because of the position, not because of his reach, mainly great compassion. Thank you. So we can have another 2 questions if there's a question.
The next one is from Lian Chu. Right, she has a question to ask. Okay. Lian Chu, your mic is unmute.
Good morning, Tashi Dele Geshe-la. Thank you for all these very helpful answers. The questions are very interesting for all of us. You have talked about social customs, which are particular to culture, and Buddhist views and Buddhist beliefs have to be more clear. It transcends different cultures. So my question is related to the practice of embalming of people who have died, because the practice among Chinese, which is a social custom, is to have the dead body embalmed and then all dressed up and so on for the wake. So can I just get an idea from you, what exactly, if there is one, a Buddhist view on embalmment? Because we know that after the clinical death, there is still the time when consciousness is still in the body, and that takes time. And for those of us who are very practiced, maybe we can achieve the POA practice with full concentration and so on. So of course, it is very important not to have the embalmment. But when we die, it's out of our control. It's other people around us who take care of all the funeral arrangements. So I think it's useful for us when we are alive to be quite clear so that we can share this knowledge with our loved ones. Thank you.
Also, thank you so much for asking this question. The first time when I come to Singapore, I think, after I came to Singapore, first time I attend the funeral puja. I was shocked, really shocked. Because many people come to pay respect. It's a just culture, it's a very culture. Oh, my friend passed away, I must go. I need to go. I don't want to go, I need to go. This kind of mind I think they have. When they come, burn the chopstick, pray 3 times, put it, they sit on the chair, look like they are having big party. Nobody have a sense of kind of, compassion, sense of caring the person who passed away, sense of caring the people who live. They just come as a small party. Also, the family have to prepare a lot of drinks, different kinds of drink, different food, and they just stay around there, they chit-chat, they say, okay, bye-bye. I really shocked. This is, I think, in your culture, if I say so many things, many people think, oh, I criticize Singaporean culture. But what I think, what I feel, I saw is just wasting, their timing, their money. Then also you have to set up, the funeral for 3 to 4 days. Also costs a lot of money. Set up the tent, bring the toilet, set up the food, prepare the food. It just costs a lot of money. It's been nothing. It's been nothing. We don't pay respect when the people are alive. You don't have any respect. The people who are alive haven't passed away. We don't care. We don't want to talk. We don't want to share with the person. The person passed away. We pay respect whom? The dead body. How come the dead body is just dead body? bunch of, bone and flesh. There's nothing. There's no consciousness because you already cut and clean. There's nothing. Also, you put expensive clothes, expensive kind of jewelry. Also, you put, something on the mouth. It's very culture. It doesn't have anything to the person who passed away. It's very culture. And also this day, it's kind of, I feel it's quite upset when the people very old, or when the person is very old. Of course, aging, sickness is a very natural. When you are very old, almost you always sick. You have a stomach problem, you have a backache, you have a headache, you have a vomiting, you cannot breathe properly, then suddenly we bring the person to hospital. Therefore, everybody think when the person is very old, over 90 plus, and the person has a difficulty to breathing difficulty, or digestion problem, should we bring to hospital or not? Also, the sick person becomes very hopeless. Doesn't matter, I bring hospital or not, I don't think I can survive anymore. But we bring hospital, let that person pass in hospital. Then there's a Singapore rule, there's a hospital rule. You cannot keep the dead body for hospital for, like 24 hours, you have to clean. Then bring to the place to cut and clean. It's quite, just cost money. Also, the person wish to pass away in home, but the person have to stop their breath in hospital. Actually, whole, culture is, I think, is no good culture. No need to do that way. And also, yes, doesn't matter you are practitioner or not, mostly the subtle mind, the consciousness remain in the body quite, I think, long time, maybe 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Therefore, according to my culture, Tibetan culture and Ladakhi culture, we let the people pass away in home. So we never, really move the body for 4 days. Also, we put, like the powder around the heart. Put the powder and make very flat. Make sure there's no any crack sign. Then we often check, make sure there's any crack sign or not. If there's a little bit crack sign, it means the person is still alive. Then after 4 days, then we can check the sign. Oh yes, the person fully passed away. The person is completely dead. Then we do the cremation. So when we do the cremation also, all the village people come. They don't come as such as pay respect. We don't have a word to say pay respect. We say, oh, we should attend to do chanting and prayers. Therefore, I don't think we can change the culture. Therefore, we must ask the people who come to pay respect, say, okay, you can sit on the chair, have a drink, and please do some chanting, prayer for, my father, my mother, my brother, my relatives. Let them do some chanting recitation. It can help the person who passed away. Yes, it's a kind of, become a culture. It's no good. I feel it's no good. If there's a way, let them pass away home. I saw one person. They asked me to come to the house for puja for the person passed away. I saw the mother is just passed away on the bed. I feel it's very nice. No any disturbing around, and the mother just passed away on the bed. I think he keep for a few days. If they know, let them know, neighbors, my mother passed away like 2-3 days ago, then there's a lot of complaint. So I really don't know how to handle, but the culture is look like quite for me, I think it's just culture is not important, but we cannot change the culture, but we must know how to handle. Yes, it's no good, just pass away, then we cut and clean and put in the casket and pay respect, spend a lot of money is no good. No good at all.
So Geshe-la, do you mean that it is the Buddhist view that there should not be embalmment? You should leave the body naturally or not?
Yes, it's better.
That is the Buddhist view, right?
There's not such as Buddhist view, based on the Buddhist culture, is depend on that country. India, they just leave the body, doesn't matter you are Hindu, you are Buddhist, I think they just leave the body in house for a few days. Then they do the cremation, they cut, over the, and when it depends on the country. For example, I went to Vietnam many times. Vietnam, I think the person really likes smoking. If the person passes away, the family always burn a cigarette. Every day they burn a cigarette. Yes, you can say based on the Buddhism, it's no good way to do these things.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not saying this culture based on the Buddhism is look like no good.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you. One more question, please, then we can stop.
Geshe-la, we actually have another 3 more on the queue, so altogether there are 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that okay? Or you just want to,
Let me check,
Yeah.
Let me check my business. Okay. Okay, still okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. The next one is actually Catherine Ang. Please pose the question to Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la, for the teaching and the Q&A. Actually, I just want to add on to Tenzin Choyan's experience, because I also had that problem. So what I did is that I washed the toilet bowl and the floor, and after that, I sprayed the Bygone on it, and after that, that problem was resolved. Just to share with her.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I think
Thank you.
This kind of experience, I think we can share in the group is useful. Somebody didn't know how to handle, somebody know very well. Just you share your knowledge. It's very useful, also very important. I really appreciate, sharing your experience. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Catherine. Actually, the question is also from Tianjin Chonyan's daughter. It's a youth, 22 years old. So we rejoice our youth also helping us to think in this way. So rejoice. Yeah. Okay.
Next question is from Bi Hua.
Okay. Good morning, Geshe-la.
Are you cooking dinner? Okay. Good morning.
Is it my turn?
Okay, please.
Yes,
Morning,
Bi Hua,
Geshe-la.
please proceed.
Can you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to check with Geshe-la. I do the Guru Yoga's prayers in the morning. So I was wondering if I can add in the Bodhisattva's vows in the request portion side.
Which text you follow?
The Jongapa.
Session Guru Yoga, or you are talking about the Guru Yoga, Lama Chopa?
The Lama Jongapa.
No. So which text? You are talking about the 6th session Guru Yoga or Guru Punjara, Guru Punja, like a Guru offering, Lama Chopa?
is sort of the seven branch.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If you're really talking about the 6th session Guru Yoga, first they're taking refuge in bodhicitta, then for immediate, then bodhicitta, then visualization, then prostration, then mandala offering. Then at the last session, they mentioned the 3 vows: individual, bodhicitta, tantra vows. Yes, when you do, if you do the 6th session Guru Yoga, you must include the bodhisattva vows. Clear? Otherwise, I'm not so clear which Guru Yoga you're talking about.
It's a Lama Tsongkhapa's Guru Yoga.
Lama Chopa, right? In Tibetan.
Yes.
Chopa. Yeah, Lama Chopa, yeah, you already include the bodhisattva vows. Yeah, you must include bodhisattva vows. So in Lama Chopa also, at the beginning, you start, the blissness or something, right? It's really not only Sutrayana practice, that the Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga is linked with the higher yoga tantra. First, there's a important practice of meditating on emptiness and great blissness unanly. Then the blessing for the bless. Then there's a long, I think, verses for visualizing the field of merit. Then the prostration. Then there's a 7 limb prayers. Then actually there's a, receiving initiation or blessings. Within the 7 limbs, yes, there's a confession. In the confession also include into composition about against the bodhisattva vows. Then there's a blessing, then soul offering. After that, there's a 6th session, so 6th perfection practice. Then there's a Tonglen practice. Yes, it is include bodhisattva vows. You must remember and you must include. It's very good.
Okay, thank you, Geshe-la.
Welcome.
Geshe-la, this is the second last question. It comes from Samuel. His question is, how to stop your habit of making jokes to make people laugh? Sometimes the habit comes naturally. I find that it's very difficult to subdue it. Thank you, Geshe-la.
Actually, it is, you should not consider as a bad. It's a good habit. You make a joke, people laugh, people feel happy. That means you are really, cause to have a lot of happiness for others. It's a good kind of habits. Sometimes the joke is, we make a lot of fake things and make a joke is no good. Actually making, fun, making joke, let other people be happy is a good. You no need to change the habit, make a joke. But make sure when you need to make a joke, okay? If you serious thing, if you look like you are joking, you are kidding, is no good. For example, I think it's this history. I think everybody know the story, right? The shepherd always go with the sheep in the mountain. The village people ask the shepherd, when the wolf come, please you shout us, we will come to help you. Then the first day, the shepherd just shouted to the village, hey, the wolf come, wolf come. All the village people run to the mountain to protect the sheep. Then when they reach to the mountain, the shepherd said, ha 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 ha, I just joking. The second day, actually the wolf came, the shepherd, really shouting, to people, say, oh, please come, and the wolf come. The village people thought, no, he was joking. Then, the wolf killed a lot of sheep. Therefore, it's good to make a joke. Also, you must know I'm joking. It's not real. Sometimes you must know it's real. I'm not joking. So therefore, you no need to stop, making joke. It's a good habit, not a bad habit. Make joke with your family, your friends. They feel happy. No need to change. It's not bad habit.
Yeah, Geshe-la, actually, further to Samuel's question, he added that some people will say that it is nonsensical talks.
Okay, here I think everybody must know. Sometimes it's important, but many people think it's senseless. No makes sense. Therefore, as a Buddhist practitioner, we should not much care what other people say about you. We should not care much. But we should not harm others. But we should not care much what other people think about you. If you think this is truly good, it is important. You just ignore what other people think about you, what other people said about you. Therefore, look at living in the society. Sometimes we really don't want to do, but we have to do because we are very worried about the culture. We are very worried about what other people are going to say about me, like the funerals. Everybody know doing the kind of the funeral kind of the preparation is cost a lot of money. The poor family cannot afford. They cannot afford to pay the money for, say, set up the tents, the lighting, the casket, buying, the casket is also cost a lot of money. But they don't want to do. But they have to because they are so worried. Oh, the other people may say about me good, no good. Or my friends say like that. They're so concerned about what other people said. Then they have to do at the end, the people got big amount of, kind of loan. Therefore, we should not concern too much what other people think about us, what other people say about us. If it's a truth, it's a good, just go. Just go. For example, you and I'm talking for everybody, okay? You and your friend has a financially big difference. Your friend is financially very healthy. She's very rich. You are middle class or maybe below the middle class. Your income is very little. When you both go for lunch, yes, your friend order expensive lunch. Then you must say, oh, I must, otherwise people look me down. You also order expensive lunch. You no need to. You just order lunch, how much you afford to pay. Don't worry what other people think about. Like a clothes. For example, living in the society, you always or you must have to buy new clothes, maybe every 3 weeks, every 4 months, 5 months. If you wear same clothes for 2-3 years, then you are very concerned, oh, what other people thinking about me? What are people thinking about my clothes, my car? Don't worry. Try to be free from all these kinds of concerns. Therefore, what we call, worldly concerns you must control. Don't worry what other people think, what other people say. They say nonsense, it doesn't mean it's become nonsense. Others say it's a good, it doesn't mean it's actually it's a good. So please don't worry about that. Just be happy person, make a joke, other people be happy. Next question, please.
Geshe-la, this the last question is from Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca, please proceed.
Hi, Geshe-la. I'd like to ask a question regarding, past life. If a person has karmatic imprint on example suicide case, right? Suicide, will it happen in this life if there is a condition for it, or will it carry forward until the disease is being ripened?
Are you talking about the karma? Not your voice is not so clear.
Okay. In the past life, they might have this karmatic imprint on suicide. Okay, and will it happen in this life, or if there is no condition, it will carry on to a life where they will be ripened?
Somebody, I still not so clear. Can you, Konji, can you help me, because our voice is cutting in between.
Okay. Her question is this, that when a person from past life, some negative karmic action done, so it will be carried forward to present life, say maybe suicide or something like that. Mm-hmm. So this negative karmic action, okay, will it be continued until when it ripens? It can be in present life, it can be also future life. Rebecca, is this correct?
Yes, it's correct. Yeah, so after that, I'll ask further one more question.
Okay.
Thank you. So I think, yes, for example, we have accumulated, negative karma. The karma mainly caused to suicide this life, for example. And this life, due to the different condition, we're not going to commit suicide. The karma is still there. It's there. It doesn't mean the karma will happen in next life or future life. It depends on your practice. Therefore, for example, it's very simple. You didn't take a shower yesterday or day before and day before. Or you can take a shower today, you can clean all the, strength and within one time. So that means when you take a shower today, you clean today dust, you can clean yesterday, day before dust. Same thing when you do the Vajrasattva practice, when you do the purification practice, you can purify the negative karma without having any result. You can purify it, you can eliminate, you can clean the negative karma through your practice. You not necessarily to experience the result of the karma. Without, purifying the negative karma, then definitely you have to experience the result of the karma in this life, next life, after next life. Definitely. Yes.
Okay. My next question is how to counsel a person who has the intention of committing suicide, but they do not do all these practices because they don't do do all these practices and Buddhism practices and things like that. It's just like an ordinary lay person, you see. So how do we counsel them if they have this type of intention? Can you hear?
Not so, again, I think.
How do we counsel a person which has this intention of suicide, which they don't do all these practices at all?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what I think. Without any practicing, then the person have to experience the karma, the result of the karma, next life or this life. Okay. And also here, I think related to your question, I think explain many times. We Buddhists has a problem. It's a big problem. We thought all problems, always we blame the karma. We always blame the karma. We never blame ourselves. We never blame our habits. We never blame our way of thinking, way of thinking. For example, somebody, very careless in job place. You're always careless. You never come on time. You never complete the job. Then last, in the company or the workplace, you fired. Then you are trying to find a job, new job. You cannot find a job. Then you thought, because my previous karma is my karma. No. Any problem we face, we should not blame all problem because of karma. Something due to the karma, something due to lacking of your motivation, something at the link with your habits, something linked with your way of life. We should not blame everything to the karma. Okay? Losing job due to the maybe karma, maybe different conditions. Fighting with your friends, commit suicide. Commit suicide not necessarily to the previous karma, because the people way of thinking is very simple. Oh, I don't have a job. I have a problem with my families or my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my like wife and husband. Then no job, big problem. Not happy with your friends or relatives, not happy. Then you thought, oh, there's no point to be alive. Very simple, commit suicide, finish. This happened due to lacking the understanding of the truth. Therefore, what I'm saying, all problems, we should not blame to the karma. We should blame ourselves. We should we try to change ourselves. Clear? Okay, so thank you so much, all of you, asking all the important questions. And also, please, whatever I answer for your question, you should not think it must be truth. You also do some study. You also ask some other people, and you can compare. After you compare, you think, what Geshe said is quite good. Then you think you can use in your daily life. Whatever I said, mainly I explain based on the Dharma.
Yeah, because I'm trying to counsel somebody. So it's very hard to counsel someone. I'm counseling someone, so it's very hard to counsel them.
Yeah. Okay. So we can discuss more next time.
Yeah, thank you.
Really thank you all of you to asking all the important questions, and thank you, and have a happy Sunday. And thank you.
Thank you, Geshe.